Hi, and thanks for joining us for another episode of Two Guys and a Lot of Wine. I'm Bobby P.
I'm Rocky Holland.
And we are very pleased to be joined by Deb, a West Hartford resident, and winner of our wine basket at the big 45-year anniversary gala back in November. So thank you, Deb.
A time ago, yeah.
It was a great basket.
There was some good stuff in there.
It was wonderful.
And our show for this month is Let's Talk About Sauvignon Blanc. And we have quite a lot on the table tonight, Rock.
6 of them.
From different countries.
We're going to have to shut up and drink, huh?
And we if we have time at the end of the show,
this has got to be a record.
Have a 28-year-old bottle that was stored correctly, but just stored too long. And we're going to open that up and see what an expensive Sauvignon Blanc tastes like. 28 years old, which is not going to be good, probably. All right, so what are our countries tonight? What do we got for countries? I know we have
this one right here.
2 Chileans,
from Chile.
2 of them,
and that's from Chile.
Yep.
Yeah,
we're Chileing it out. Huh?
We are Chilean it out.
We're just.
Yeah, I'm going to say that gets a that gets one.
Get the crow?
That gets a crow. It gets a crow. Come on.
Bad joke gets the crow.
Better hit the button again.
Oh my God! Yeah, it doesn't stop. I thought I got to adjust the setting on the crow.
And I don't have much experience with Chile. I've had some, but this is a brand new one I just saw the other day. I'm going into most of these cold, by the way, except for maybe one that Rocky has. And this is the La Marina Free Spirited Reserva Sauvignon Blanc from Chile. Wow. And I have no idea what this is going to taste like, though I am somewhat familiar with Sauvignon Blancs from Chile.
The Chilean Sauvignon Blancs, well, Chilean wines in general tend to have kind of a herbal, green, as they say, grassy note to them, which is great for Sauvignon Blanc because you kind of like that.
Yes. Do you see that little Deb there? Or little Deb. You
and you haven't even had any wine yet.
Right there. You didn't even mean to be funny.
Deb, do you see the little bit green? It's just a tad bit.
Yeah.
Okay, that smells pretty good.
I love the smell of this one. Is this yours, Bobby?
Yes.
Or is this yours?
Okay. No, mine's the Ed. I have no idea where we got it, but
I think the temperature's just right too. It's only been sitting out of the wine chiller for about 15 minutes. This is pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
And I think we've
like
talked
this
a few times. I don't know what your opinion is on this, Deb, but I used to like the really strong citrusy Sauvignon Blancs, like the Kim Crawfords. But maybe because as I've gotten older, my taste buds they don't tolerate that much anymore.
well, you know, I swear I change with the seasons. What I like in the summer is not what I like in the winter. And sometimes I think that's it. I like the more citrusy, because we've had the Kim, or as my friend calls it Cindy Crawford, whenever we have it. Yeah, I know, she does that all the time. But I like that one in the summer. This is good, though. I like this.
This is a good starting point because it's kind of tame for Sauvignon Blanc. A lot of Sauvignon Blancs from Chile can be in your face with the herbal notes, but this one's really not that bad as far as that goes. As far as the fruit goes, what would you say? Lemon?
Very mild lemon. I would know this is a Sauvignon Blanc if this was a blind tasting. I would know it's not a French Sauvignon Blanc. I'm sorry, a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. But this, to me, is a very palpable Sauvignon Blanc for this time of year, too. But in the summertime, it's almost like it's a Pinot Grigio punched up a little bit. Like Rocky said, a little bit of a lemon.
Yeah. It's Sauvignon Blanc. God, it's one of those grapes that from around the world it takes on a completely different expression. But I think that Chile and New Zealand have a lot of characteristics similar in the herbal characteristics that you get with it. The only thing is, I would say New Zealand, which we're going to try at the end, has kind of a grapefruit, like a pink grapefruit, in my opinion. Some of them can get some tropical notes, and I'll be curious to try that next to California, which can also be a bit tropical. So,
well, that's why this is. It's been a while since we did an all Sauvignon Blanc show, but I've always wanted to do a varietal with different countries instead of. I think in the past we've only done French and New Zealand. So, is everybody finished with the first one?
Yeah.
And I'm really curious, Deb. How did you find this one? Did you just walk into the store? Did you ask about this one, or?
What I did was, we have a lot of wine at home. I went through everything we had. I can honestly tell you, I have no idea where we got this one. I found 4 Sauvignon Blancs, and that's when I had texted you and told you that. But I know there's a New Zealand one, Big Sky, that we've had a couple that we've used before. But
I'm just curious, is it pronounced Ed or is it Ed? Is there a way to pronounce it Chilean-wise? I'm not sure.
Don't know. But I was going to go, but I thought I'll just go and see. We have, obviously we have a lot of reds too, but I just thought I'd go in and see what we have.
Now the color is similar to the first one. The aroma's
different,
very, very mild, which is nice.
It's a different aroma than the first one.
And the first
yeah.
bottle, by the way, the price point is between $12 and $13.99. You can find this locally. Just feel to Google it, or it'll be on one of the pages. That, but it's available locally.
I like the first one better, to tell you the truth.
Chilean wines are some of the biggest bargains that you can get in wines too.
Completely different.
Typically,
Yeah, this isn't even this same at all. The aroma, everything is just different.
I would say, remember, Rocky, you said about the lemon in the first one? This is sort of like a lemon that's been sitting out a little long. It doesn't have much zest to it at all.
Yeah,
it's still
maybe
noticeable,
what's the
but
vintage on it? Maybe that could have something to do with it. If it's a couple years old, that could.
it's a 22. Actually, mine was older. This is a 22.
Interesting. Okay. Well,
And I think mine was a 21, I
Completely
believe.
off on that.
Yeah,
It's just a different. It could be a different. Like, I don't know Chile, Colchagua. That's the only region that I know in Chile. It's not really in my wheelhouse.
Yeah, of course, did bring my glasses. Deb, you're the only one that has the glasses.
Here, you want some glasses? Yeah. I've got, I don't go anywhere without these babies.
It doesn't say region specific, so.
But this is an example, which is why I still am a fan of Sauvignon Blancs, but
Yeah.
they can be so uniquely different depending on what
Yes.
country they're from.
Oh, Central Valley. Okay. All right.
I like the first one
Let's see, where's
much
mine?
better. I liked it better than Ed. Or Ed.
And Colchagua. Okay. So 2 different regions.
Yep, and then there's
Now you know the difference between Colchagua
Yeah.
and Central Valley is that
Okay.
Colchagua is a little more
Lemony?
lemon
Yeah,
lime.
yeah.
And Central Valley is, what would you say the fruit notes on this is? I think it's good. I don't.
There's
don't
nothing
dislike
bad
it.
about this. It's
Yeah.
just, it drinks much more like a Pinot Grigio.
If I
than
had
the
had
first one.
this and not had that, I would have liked this a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The contrast is what's,
It does have some Pinot Grigio
Yeah.
qualities, and it's really not that kind of grassy herbal
Oh, God, no,
bell
not at all.
pepper thing with this at all.
And I say, we're filming this in February. Winter is winding down. It's been one heck of a cold
Yeah.
winter.
miserable.
February 2025. For those of
Oh.
you watching and it's not February 2025 now, thank your lucky stars.
You'll be seeing this
Awful.
in March,
Miserable.
I believe. But both of these whites, and I don't drink as many whites in the wintertime, though I stick to rosés
See.
more. But both of these whites are fine, and I think I would enjoy them in the summertime or springtime or summertime, as they're very refreshing. And I think at the temperature they're at, too, I think is very good. And do you know what the price point is on yours?
I'm sorry, I don't. But I doubt that it's,
Probably not
I
more
would.
than 15?
No, not at all. I would imagine it's a similar price to the first one.
I mean, you do get that lemon, but there's
Yeah.
also a little bit of minerally
Yeah,
to this also.
yeah,
That's why you say it tastes kind of like a Pinot Grigio.
yeah.
So, which is weird for a Sauvignon Blanc from Chile, but who knows?
Well, it's going to be interesting now, because now we're going to be moving into what you would call more Sauvignon Blanc countries, because we can go right to a French. I
Really?
think Rocky has a California, and what is yours? New Zealand, right?
I
California,
brought a
New Zealand?
California and a New Zealand.
Yeah.
And the New Zealand is actually a low-calorie, just for a little...
Yeah, I wanna try that,
I would actually
yeah.
like to do an entire show on low-calorie
Yeah.
wines, but it'll be interesting to just see if you can tell that it's low-calorie when you taste it.
So I'm going to say we have two good winners, two good contenders for the price point, for what I think value and
yeah.
taste-wise. And I remember we smelled it earlier, Deb.
Yes.
And it didn't smell very good.
No, it didn't. I thought
this happens all the time.
I was afraid it was going to be off, but no, but it
You
didn't
thought it
taste
had
off.
they say in the Sauvignon Blanc, typically with New Zealand, it has the cat pee.
That's what I said. You weren't here. Yeah, I
If
said
you've
that
seen
to him.
the
Yeah.
Somme movies, I think it was the first one they were talking about that. The Somme movies from like 2014. It was a long time ago, but they were talking about how Sauvignon Blanc can have the aroma
Yep,
of cat
yep.
pee, but it doesn't. It's the aroma. It doesn't taste like cat
No.
pee. Obviously, they would have a hard time selling a wine that
Correct.
tastes like cat pee, but it can't.
And of course,
smell
those that
like
don't
it.
have cats don't even know what cat pee would smell
Oh,
like.
I know what it
so-
smells like. Yes, my couch downstairs, which is 6 months old, because we got a kitten.
Oh,
Yeah,
with
that
the
kitten
dog
didn't
still
like
and the
being locked
kitten?
downstairs
Oh.
when he was naughty, so he
Oh.
decided to destroy our.
That's
what they
do.
Okay.
That's but we love him.
Of course, I know some wives that don't like being locked downstairs when they're naughty, but that's for a different
well,
story.
you know.
Is that the crow? I like that crow.
All right, so we're going to
Yeah.
jump right into my favorite Sauvignon
Yeah.
Blancs, which are French.
Yeah.
And I've had this not too long. I think Rain and Rocky had this. I can't recall when. Maybe at the last time we went out for
It was
dinner.
pretty
I thought he did.
recent.
And this is a Les Elise Sauvignon Blanc. Very affordable, very refreshing, in my opinion. Not definitely as
tell you, French Sauvignon Blancs might be not just my favorite wine, but my favorite wines in the world.
Well, you've had some good ones.
I love French Sauvignon Blancs. Sancerre, obviously, the best, but
I'm a
you're also going to pay for it.
big Sancerre
But you can
person.
really find some good French Sauvignon Blancs
Yeah.
in between the $10 to $15 price range if you know what
Yeah.
you're looking for and you shop around. I haven't.
This one isn't
Try
around
this.
a little bit higher. This is close
Yeah.
to the 13 to 15 range.
Okay.
You can go much higher than that, but this is the aroma on this one is our first, what I would call Sauvignon Blanc aroma.
Yeah.
Just right off the stop.
I do love Sancerre though. That's one of my favorites.
So this is a little more tart than a Sancerre would be.
Yeah.
This is a great
but I like it.
progression because
Yeah.
now
This
we're
is
starting
good.
to move up to what people expect for a Sauvignon Blanc.
I like this.
Yeah, I would say this has the highest acid of all the ones that we've tried thus far. And typically with Sauvignon Blanc from France, and you're comparing it to France and New Zealand are kind of like the top sellers of Sauvignon Blanc in the United States. The Sauvignon Blancs from France are going to be less acidic than the ones from New Zealand, as you'll see when we get to the end. But this one's pretty acidic, but it's delicious.
It's a
It's
good balance.
very good.
It's a good balance. If you're someone like me who used to like the heavy New Zealand ones, very acidic, and your taste buds have changed like mine, French is a good balance because it sort of cuts that. I don't want to say in half, but at least 20 or 30%.
This is very
from what
good.
New Zealand is. This I can drink for quite a while. This is really good.
I like this.
And this is Vin de France, so you really don't know. It could be from anywhere. But if you're looking for, if you like Sauvignon Blanc and you're looking for something that's from an area of France that's over on the west side, called the Loire Valley, there's a region called Touraine that you can get some really good close to the Sancerres for half the price.
Okay.
That's kind of what I've been digging a lot of those lately, just out looking around for them because
Okay.
I love Sancerre. I can't
I do too.
afford to drink Sancerre, whenever I'm just wanting to drink some Sauvignon Blanc. I wish that I could have that in my pocket.
The first time we ever went to Paris, Sancerre there, it's very reasonable, it's fabulous, everything was wonderful. We came back and we said, oh, this is great. We went to a liquor store and said, oh, we're going to buy. We bought some of the most god awful wines you've ever had in your life. It was just terrible.
I remember you said you went to France. I would probably think that after doing a lot
Well,
of
this
tours
is
of vineyards.
Well, no, this
And
was a long time ago. This was the very first time we ever went. This last time I like to think our palates were a little more mature by then for this last time. Yeah.
We talked about this earlier. I think things would taste differently when you're drinking wine overseas, especially in France than they do here. Even what we would consider the same wines, quality-wise, I think it just tastes different.
It was wonderful. It really was. It was just fabulous.
Well, we got 3 thumbs up all the way around the board so
I
far.
did.
Yeah.
Those are all thumbs up
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
No dogs at all. And
For
if,
completely different reasons.
and if you
But
like
they're,
Sauvignon Blancs and you just are used to the Kim Crawfords, which we're going to get to that.
Yeah.
But I really think you should try some of the more mild ones and just experiment a little bit, because that's what this show is all about for almost 15 years, is to try something that you're not familiar with. And especially the Chileans, I can really see those being part of my repertoire during the spring and summer, because we like to pound down those white wines in the spring and summer, Rock. So
Very dangerous, yes. Those are.
They do creep up on you.
Those Chilean Sauvignon Blancs at the price point, and they can just.
Yeah.
You can drink them like beer. They're very, very smooth and easy drinking.
I think we're into your stuff now, Rock.
Okay,
right.
so Justin, Cabernet is their kind of benchmark. It's as ubiquitous as any wine you can find out there. However, Sauvignon Blanc for Justin is not something that you really see anywhere, and so I have never had it. I remember we had Lincoln. He used to work at Vinted. He's now with Millwrights, but we had him on the show. He said that Justin was their Cabernet was their #1 selling wine.
Really?
At Vinted when he worked there, and that's amazing because you think like people want to go to a wine bar, they want to drink something that's a little, they've got all kinds of artisanal wines there, but that Justin is just what people reach for. The Justin Cabernet. I've never had their Sauvignon Blanc though. This is right around the kind of $13 to $15 price range, so it's not outrageous. I don't know.
This is good. So this is a new tasting for you too.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. I saw it and I was like, you know,
By the
I
way,
wanted to bring a California,
that's a
and I wanted
Rocky
it to
pour.
be something that you can get. Oh, sorry.
See, when Rocky
Here you go.
pours,
Yeah.
he always pours giant pours
Yes,
for himself.
My
So-
wife gets Sandy.
We
gets
generally
on
don't let
me
Rocky pour. He's
about
very
that.
dangerous. This is a very nice bottle, by the way.
Yeah.
Very nice bottle.
Pretty.
I think it's our lightest looking one.
Central Coast is where it's from, in California.
Holy smokes.
I like it.
Completely different from
That tastes like nothing we've had so far
No.
tonight.
No,
like the rest.
no.
And the California Sauvignon Blancs, typically not as herbal. They can be very tropical. You can taste
I would agree with the
things
tropical.
like grapefruits and bananas. And what would you taste in this? I mean, I'm just kind of.
I definitely would go with the grapefruit.
Yeah, definitely not lemon. Something a little more.
It's not lemony. It's
a little more,
kind of like
yeah.
orchard fruit or
Yeah.
tree fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Peach.
grapefruit.
Taste
maybe a
apricot.
tad bit of peach.
Yeah.
It's still, to me, it's still grapefruity forward, but this is really unique.
I
That's good.
hate to admit how much I like this. There's a little bit of a passion fruit in it. I can actually see the label there. I just saw passion fruit, and I'm like, that's what I'm tasting. It is better than I thought it was going to be.
It's a
good.
pucker wine, though.
I am
It's a
one of those
pucker.
people
It
that
makes you
does
pucker.
not like to endorse these just cookie cutter wines that like, you know, Justin and Camus and things like that. But this one really surprised me. I actually dig it quite a bit. I don't know what kind of food I would have with this though.
Well, I tried to get a cracker because
Maybe like
this, like I said just a moment ago, it's very puckery. You take a sip, it's almost like having a Sour Patch Kid.
it's fruity. It's
It's on the aftertaste. Not
It builds more than the
It does
others. Than
build.
the others
Definitely.
did.
and for the price, I don't have any issues with this wine. It's really good.
I think what's interesting is all the price ranges have been about the same on all the wines. The Chilean wines, I think, 10 to 13, 14. My French Sauvignon Blanc, about 14 to 16, depending on where you buy it. And how much is that one, you said?
This one's going to run you in kind of like the $13 to $14 range.
Yeah, which is very interesting because you're getting unique, different flavors for every one of the
Yeah.
bottles on this table, which, like I said, is why we like doing the show. This has been quite interesting so far this
right.
It
year.
really has.
This is going to be a very big contrast between this one and the next one, because the next one, it's not only, I wanted to represent, when you think about Sauvignon Blanc, you have to have something from New Zealand if you're going to do a Sauvignon Blanc show. But there's also this new craze where they're doing the low-calorie wines, right? So this is 70 calories a glass, and it's only 7% alcohol, which means that's roughly half of what you would have in a lot of your wines, both in calories and in alcohol. So whatever you're drinking that night, you're really drinking half of that, which is kind of, it means...
Which is appealing.
Yeah, it means you said you're not prone to hangovers. I
No.
unfortunately am prone to hangovers.
I'm mocked by my family because I'm
especially
not.
when Bobby and I are hanging out. Yeah, so it'll be an interesting contrast to see.
And if you are going to drink the low-calorie Sauvignon Blanc, I think we have a bag of Skinny Pop, low-calorie.
Yes.
Was it crunch corn? What is that, popcorn?
Popcorn.
Popcorn.
Popcorn. Skinny
So
pop.
if you're going to watch your calories and you're going to drink a low-calorie Sauvignon Blanc, eat Skinny Popped.
There you
get
go.
Popped and with less calories. I'm not condoning getting drunk, though. That was just a joke. Don't even push the crow on that one. I don't want people calling and saying, "Oh, he's promoting getting drunk."
I mean, if you're on vacation and
Well, that's
and
right.
you're
Or a
on a
cruise
boat
or something
cruise,
like that,
get drunk.
yes.
But don't
Yeah.
get drunk if you're
Right.
driving
Yeah.
the kids to school or something. I think it's very situational. If you're in college, yeah.
But the low-calorie things are big everywhere now, no matter what it is. And actually, I think wine consumption in general has been down the last couple of years. I think
Really?
Yeah, it
people
is.
have been watching or changing their habits a little bit. Everything is cyclical, and I think maybe that's another episode we can do about the changing tastes in wine and what people are actually using to imbibe in. And but wine is down, so is beer. But everything is cyclical, so we'll see what happens.
Well, everything's the seltzers and everything
Everybody's
too.
wanting the local
Every time we
stuff.
go somewhere,
Everybody's all
everybody's got,
health
yeah,
craze.
yeah.
It's
But
like,
you got to remember, ironically, I get the health craze, I get the low calories, but if you end up drinking more of it, it's just like
I
when
don't
they sell
like
the
them.
little Oreos and little snack things, only 40 calories. Well, that's great. But if you eat just as many of the small ones as you did the big ones,
Yeah.
you're not really
Sure.
saving anything, people.
Yeah.
So, all right, so let's give this a shot.
Oh, this is
So,
fun. I want to try this one.
I'm going to pour.
Yeah, from your experience, are you
Is that
losing
good?
any?
No.
Are you losing any? How do
So
I
you
say
can
this?
guzzle this stuff because it's like, this is literally like drinking a 7% IPA. You know, like you can. So if you, we were talking before the show. I was doing the math. An average bottle of wine. Well, not an average. It is definitely specifically 25.4 ounces. So you think about, you go to a bar like, and they'll give you, hey, would you like the large pour, which would be the 24 ounce glass of beer, and it's typically, you could get IPAs north of 7%. They go up to 8-9%, but you could drink that entire bottle, and it would be the exact same as drinking a 7% beer that is a 24 ounce.
That's
glass
amazing. Yeah.
with your wings, you know. So it's kind of cool. But I'll be curious, does that mean that it detracts from the flavor?
It does. I'm going to say right now that
detract
does not taste like what I'm familiar with Kim Crawford. It's not quite as New Zealandy as my palate is familiar with. I think it's a little bit tame. Not much, but I think it's a little tame.
You can definitely tell that there's less alcohol. Now, what I do notice is that because there's less alcohol, the acidity seems more elevated because it's not balanced by. When you have wine, the acidity and the alcohol need to be in balance in order for it to taste good. But this has very low alcohol, but it still has the same level of acidity that I think you would get from any Kim Crawford. So tasting it back to back after all of these, it doesn't taste as good to me.
I will say it tastes more similar to the French Sauvignon Blanc. I think the French and the Kim Crawford are probably what you would call the most traditional flavors on the table tonight, with everything else being uniquely different in their own category.
Right.
Which is good. I mean, I think that's good.
I was teetering on bringing just a regular Kim Crawford or this one, and maybe if I had brought the regular one, it would be a better comparison. But at the same time,
Well, I think most people know what a regular Kim Crawford
Yeah,
tastes like.
it's
And
very
that's what they
popular.
like.
It's very popular.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. And it's just, if you want something a little bit tamer with less calories, then you go right there. Well, which
going
one
on a
your
diet.
favorite, Deb, tonight?
I really think I liked the the French. These two, the French and the Justin. I like the French. I like the first Chilean better than the second Chilean.
They were both different.
Yeah, I like
think
the
agree
first
with
one,
you on
and
that.
I liked the French. I think it's more what I normally order and what I like.
Yep.
But this one, it's okay, but I'm not crazy about it. I'll be honest with you. It's just not. I'm not going to say, oh, let's go get some.
yeah, I don't know if I'd make it a thumbs down.
No, I'd give it a neutral.
Yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
And the price
thumbs
point's about the same
sideways.
as everything else
Yeah,
on the table?
yeah.
It might actually be a little bit more expensive just because.
Oh, the low calorie, yeah.
the low calorie whole craze, and I don't know how they manipulate the grapes in the bottle and everything to get that whole low calorie thing, but it's popular because, like you said, everybody's doing the seltzers because they have the.
Oh my gosh, everywhere you go.
Calories, and this is 70 calories a glass, and it's like. Okay, if you're wanting to go work out for an hour and then I need to go pound a glass of wine, that's probably what you're reaching for.
Yeah.
That's not really my MO. I mean, if I'm drinking wine, it's just because I want some food and wine. You know?
At my point in life, if I want, I want what I want.
That's right.
That's it.
And I got to ask you, speaking of wanting what you want, now we're going to do something we've never done on the show before.
Oh, this will be fun.
And we've had bad bottles. We've had bad bottles on the show. We've never opened up a bad bottle, was just bad on the show. That's not necessarily true. I think we opened up bad bottles of bubbles. But in my collection downstairs, which just slipped by me, just was sitting down there for 27 years, a really good bottle of Mouton Cadet, Philip de Rothschild, Bordeaux Sec, Sauvignon Blanc. Now, the camera could probably pick up, it does not look anything.
No, it looks like fruit juice.
Enzymatic oxidation. It is.
And this was stored in the basement. This was not stored
No,
like in
it's,
warm weather or
probably
anything
stored
like that.
properly.
So I brought my electric opener because I didn't want any problems with this. So I'm hopeful this is going to work the first time. So here we go. 27-year-old
Wow,
French
it's fun.
Sauvignon Blanc. The cork is coming out.
There it is.
Oh no.
Did it? Yeah.
Oh,
Did we
no.
lose it?
All right. So part of the cork broke. Now,
Yeah,
that's not good.
pretty. I was going to say I don't know that would have been the best device for. Can you get the rest? I might have a... We can do a tutorial on how to deal with broken corks with aged wine.
That's not a bad
tool.
Nope, that's not going to get it.
Wow.
I hope we can get this out because it's going to be terrible TV if we can't drink it.
We'll just, get a saber and do the jar bomb off the top.
It's so close. It's so close.
I had a couple screw tops today, so I didn't bother bringing my thing.
And I didn't even think to do anything.
What do I have here? I have a Corbin cartridge. That's not going to help us.
This might be the worst television ever. You guys all want. We have a 27-year-old bottle.
I'm telling you, we need to saber off the top.
No, it's if I had a, oh well. What are you going to do?
I just pushed the cork down.
There you go.
All right, there you go.
All right.
There's always a way around problems. Now, we're probably going to get some bits of cork in our wine, but
okay.
that's all right.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. That's a Rocky pour right there. Sandy would be proud of you.
I'll just give you a small pour because it's probably not going to be very
hold
good.
on, let me...
Yep.
Oh, that's okay. You can give me more. That's fine. That's fine.
Kim Crawford.
And actually, I don't think we've ever opened up a 27-year-old bottle of wine.
No, this is fun. This is exciting. Come on.
All right, what's this going to smell like?
Okay. Oh,
Well,
there it is. That's
All right.
Well,
a little caramel-y.
It's got... The aroma's not terrible. It's not offensive. It's not vinegar.
It is not vinegar. I don't know where I put that. It's not overly caramely. It's no longer good wine. I would say that much. But it is still a wine.
no, it says a very, very strong taste. I'm not sure what, but strong.
What is the flavor that I am getting here?
And once again,
It is-
as they're pondering what they're thinking, it's another example of white wine in general, Rocky, should not be stored for long periods of time.
if you told me that this was like a sherry, this just tastes like
Yes,
sherry.
yes, exactly. That's exactly
It
right.
tastes
I
like
knew
it was
that.
aged
Yeah.
on purpose.
Yep.
If you took a bottle of who is this? The Baron Philippe the Rothschild. Is that who
Yes,
this is?
Baron
If you took a
Philippe
bottle of
Rothschild.
it that was 3 years old and you opened it and came back a month later, this is probably what it would taste. It's just got an oxidized flavor, almost like it's done on purpose. It's not offensive. It just tastes like.
But you're right. It's got that sherry flavor to it. That's exactly. I couldn't
As I
knew
had
it
my
was something.
second sip and I
Yeah.
filled it out with my lips, some of the cork. You're right. If you didn't tell us what this was, I'd probably think it was something.
If you were having some sherry after
It's-
your
yeah,
dinner,
no,
and it
that's
was
a-
in a sherry glass.
That's definitely what. That's
Saying,
definitely the taste. Yeah.
This is it's not
Now,
that
whether
bad.
that's because it was an expensive, a good bottle beforehand, and it just aged and deteriorated more elegantly, I don't know. But
Even the color, sherry.
if
It
you,
looks like sherry. It
Yeah,
tastes like sherry.
yeah.
it's drinkable.
It
It's-
is, and
in small sips.
With sherry, they oxidize it on purpose. This is oxidized on accident because it just was allowed to sit too long. This is not what this wine is supposed to taste like, but after this many years, it tastes like sherry. So
But it's still not
like
bad.
that
It's not
flavor.
bad.
Yeah.
It's it's certainly.
It's better than I expected, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. It really is.
put it at a table with a bunch of sherry fans, and
Yeah.
they're going to taste this, and they're going to be like,
Yep.
I'll have another glass.
Yeah.
So what do you suggest I do with that? Should I filter it out and just put it in a bottle that's with the proper amount of, should I save it? Or should I just, what do you think?
At this point, there's no saving it because you're just going to oxidize it more.
Yeah, so it's
And
just,
it's going to taste. When I taste this, it's got a raisinated quality.
Thank
I don't
you.
know,
That's
how would you
the-
describe sherry? It's got a pruny.
It does.
kind of a
It's got a.
raisinated quality to it.
It's got almost an overdone fruit taste to it. Do you know how
Like- Like the fruit is dead. It's
Yeah,
it's been-
yeah. It's been sitting for a
in the
while.
fridge
Yep.
For 3 months, and they call that desiccated. In
Yes.
I know you like the
Yes.
technical terms, Rocky. What turns that, which obviously used to be somewhat similar to our other wines on the table, what would turn it that color?
I think it's so. There's two types of oxidation. One is enzymatic, and one is oxidation proper. And I believe it's the enzymatic oxidation. One changes the flavor, one changes the color. And I believe
Okay.
the enzymatic oxidation changes the color. So do this sometime. Take an apple and cut it in half and set it on the
yes.
counter.
Oh yeah, and then it just
And you'll come back a day later and it'll be brown.
Yeah.
So you can look at these and you can see that's exactly what's happening with it. And if you look at red wines too, when they're aged, they go from being red to like maybe a brick color.
Okay.
But it's the same. It's the
Yeah.
same thing. You just can't tell
Yeah.
it the same way
Yeah.
because this is going from the color of like the yellow color of
Huh.
wine to yeah.
Well, as we wrap it up tonight, when I told you it goes by fast, Deb,
It does. This is
we had to
fun.
pick a real quick winner, and just for me on my end, even I've had my Sauvignon Blanc before. I know it's good, but I'm going to go with my first Chilean because it's so unique. I'm going to go with that one tonight, the La Marina.
Absolutely. I'm going with the same one. I like that one.
I am torn here.
Best in glass, Rock. Actually, you can't win. You outvoted.
I'm gonna probably yeah. It doesn't matter what I vote for. I'm
You're
gonna
picking
probably
France.
go with France. French Sauvignon Blanc.
That was good. That was good too. But I really did like that very first Chilean
I'm
one.
really shocked at how closely though that Justin. I liked it more than I thought though.
I did too, and I actually didn't hate anything on the table. Even our
No.
7-year-old.
I didn't hate this.
This was fun.
Yeah.
This was. You know, who knew it would have.
So, Deb, I want to thank you for being on the show.
Thank you
And
for
being our
having
wine
me.
basket.
Yes,
Thank you so
thank
much
you.
for
Thank you.
contributing to 45 years at.
We actually
WHCi.
raised quite a bit of money.
We
at
did.
That was a great time. That was a lot of fun.
And, it was a little chaotic in setup, but you guys didn't see that part of it. But it all came together and raised a lot of money for a great charity, and so
It was a fun night. It really was.
And we were
everybody
hoping
had a good
to
time.
maybe film at London Wines here in West Hartford or some other place next month or the following month. I'm not sure what we're doing for next month, but me and Rocky will discuss it and
We'll figure
see what-
something
we'll
out
figure
when,
something
when,
out.
when it warms up and our brains are working.
Yeah, I
again.
got to get out of the winter mode and get into that spring and summer mode. So I know you're going on a cruise, right?
That's in September.
It's September?
Yeah, no.
And you're traveling too soon, right?
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow, that's right.
Tomorrow morning, I'm catching a 7 a.m. flight to
So,
go.
I want to thank all of you for watching the show for almost 15 years. And once again, I'm Bobby P.
I'm Rocky Holland.
And that's Deb.
Hello.
And keep all of us
Yeah.
And
your wine cellar.